I think this is definitely like top tier up there, especially for how affordable it is. If it's irritated, if it's normal, if it's dry, like it just works for me, like without a doubt. Minasan konnichiwa, this is Tina and welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys my last 3 months worth of skincare empties. If that sounds like your thing, then please go ahead and channel登録 shichatte kudasai. So the last time I did empties, I did 6 months worth of empties in one video, and you guys are serious champions for like actually watching that video because it was like 40 minutes long. After that video, I kind of thought, maybe I shouldn't be doing it every 6 months. And a lot of you guys suggested to do it quarterly, so once every 3 months or per season. So I'm going to be stealing that idea from you guys and thought I would do my empties every 3 months, so it's a little bit more digestible, a little bit easier for me to film and edit. So yeah, that's what this video is all about. I don't know what I'm saying. I do have skincare empties from myself, of course, but also my partner Logan, since he's always testing out skincare with me and really trying to help you guys out by being a second face to test skincare. He used to have quite severe acne prone skin, which he doesn't anymore, but he does have a little bit more combo, slightly oily skin compared to mine. I'll leave links to his like Instagram and Spotify and such. He doesn't do skincare, he does more like music and gaming, but if you guys want to check it out, feel free to. So I do have my beauty empties in here. I have no idea why I decided to store it in a little gift bag. Definitely not as much as last time, but we do still have a decent amount in there. I am going to start off with cleansers, which surprisingly I do only have one. It is the Ingredients Butterfly Pea Cleansing Ball. Yeah, this this sure doesn't look like a cleanser because it was actually a cleansing ball. So they're actually a ball, like a jelly ball, that is a cleanser. I obviously used it up, so there's barely anything. Actually, there's like a tiny little shriveled. You see that? That's the remaining ball. So we went from this ball down to this tiny little thing because I basically used it up. I did mention it in a hits and misses video when I first tried it, and I was just very curious of the whole concept. I thought it was just very unique and interesting, and the cleanser itself really wasn't that bad. It was very gentle. It didn't foam like an intense amount, so if you like something with a really light foam, it is nice for that. And I felt like it did cleanse my skin well enough without it being drying. The thing I must say is I can't say it is exactly practical. I actually ended up leaving it in my shower, so in that sense it was good, where I could store it in this little bag that comes with it and just hooked it up in my shower, and yeah, just like stored it like that. And I do think it was really convenient in the shower, but outside of the shower, or if I was to cleanse my face at a sink, I think it would be a struggle to keep it stored, and I don't know, I just feel like it wouldn't be very practical to cleanse my face at the sink. So I thought it was a really good idea, and I do like how it doesn't have as much waste since it does just like dissolve into the water. But yeah, I can't say that I will definitely use it again. I wouldn't mind it, but it probably won't be the next cleanser that I reach for, even though I do have the other flavors or types, because this one's a green tea. Maybe I'll pass it on to my mum or something. I feel like she'd like it. Next, I'm going to move on to toners, which I do have a number of them. The first one is the No. 2 Makeup Boosting Toner. This one I have mentioned many times, and they actually did renew it to a new bottle. It is still called the No. 2 toner, although the pink one used to be called Makeup Boosting, and the new one is called Thermal Water 89% Mineral, because it does use onsensui, which is basically just like water from onsen, like natural thermal spring water, to deeply hydrate the skin. I only just opened it a couple days ago, and I can say that it is really quite similar, but the fragrance of rose is even more subtle, which I do appreciate. I never like disliked the smell of this, but I think the subtlety is always nice, especially if you are a little bit sensitive to fragrance. It still hydrates really well, and it's supposed to be even gentler than the previous one, because I think they switched the chemical exfoliant from BHA to PHA, or AHA to PHA. Either way, it uses PHA, so it's even more gentler, which means you can use it every single day. I still like this one just as much, so I emptied this one out onto my third bottle of this. So obviously a good one. Next, I do have the Hadarabo Gokujin Alpha Toner. This one is actually the older one. They have now renewed it to be called the Aging Series, I believe. But I did have one of the older ones left, so I used it up. Actually, Logan used it up more than me. I did actually really enjoy this one because it has a bit more of a viscous texture compared to the regular Hadarabo, but it does have ingredients to target signs of aging. So the old one used to have elastin as well as hyaluronic acid, like all of them, and also collagen. The new version actually has niacinamide in it, so they have renewed the formula, although the concept is similar, and it is a nice, more milky, kind of richer emulsion formula compared to the other Hadarabo ones. So if you do have dry skin and have concerns of signs of aging, I definitely think it is a nice everyday toner that you can use. I do have quite a number of mist version toners. This is the Tiam Vita B3 Mist Toner. This one again was actually used by Logan, not myself. I actually wasn't the biggest fan of the spray. I felt like it kind of like got into my eyes and I felt like it just wasn't really my thing, but Logan did love it because it is in a spray. I feel like guys just find it easier to spray on toner than applying it with your hands, which like I get, but this one does have niacinamide as well. It has 3%. It also has tranexamic acid and vitamin C, so this one's all about brightening the skin. It is very lightweight still and very hydrating, so if you do have oilier skin or acne prone skin and have concerns of hyperpigmentation, this one is a great everyday toner, and I know so many of you guys love it. It is also so affordable and comes in a 200ml bottle, so great bang for buck. Another mist I have is the Klairs Fundamental Ample Mist. So this product I feel like I should have absolutely loved. Like, it is a nice dewy hydrating mist. It's got green tea in it, and I also loved the serum in this line as well as their eye creams in this line. So like everything in this fundamental line I loved, except this mist. Just felt like it was really sticky. After I misted it on, even after like a few minutes, I felt like my skin stayed tacky and that the formula didn't fully absorb into my skin, and time passed without me using it and it kind of expired. So I ended up just using it up on my body, which was fine because whenever I sprayed on my body, I like seal it in with a moisturizer. It's just not as bothersome as having my face sticky. So yeah, didn't use this one up on my face. And another one that I didn't end up using up on my face was the Beaudiani Infusing Collagen Concentrate Mist. I'll be honest, I'm the one who fudged up with this one, not gonna lie. I guess maybe, I don't know. It was like quite a while back, but I mentioned it in a video about mists and I said I quite liked it. It left my skin feeling really hydrated and plump, and yeah, I did actually enjoy it. But this came with a little glass bottle of powdered collagen, and you're supposed to mix some of the collagen in with the formula to make it like extra elasticity boosting. I think I put too much of it, that it got like way too rich and moisturizing, kind of similar to the Klairs one. It just felt so sticky on the face. It felt like it never absorbed and it was almost too rich even for my dry dehydrated skin, and initially it was fine. It was just after I added like more of that collagen powder that it ended up feeling really heavy. So I kind of feel like it was my fault for adding too much, but I guess at the same time it's like I don't know how much I was supposed to add because it didn't really specify. But yeah, again, I did end up using this on my body and also on my hands as a little hand mist before I applied my hand cream. I like to leave it on like my bedside table and just mist before I do my hand cream. So it was a good small size for that. And if you don't add too much collagen powder, it was actually a really nice mist. And the last toner type product I have is the So Good Feel So Calm Toner Pad. I have mentioned this one multiple times now, and it is produced by the lovely Sue Beauty. I absolutely adore her. These pads were also really lovely. They're just so soothing, calming, great for when you're feeling like a little bit hot or you just need that cool down. Just slapping it on your face, it just feels so good. Yeah, it's just like an easy toner pad to use every day. It's also very soft, so if you want something gentle that's not going to be over exfoliating, because some toner pads can be quite rough, this one is a lovely one even for sensitive skin. Serums, let's do serums. I've only got two. The Chumiso Super Soothing Seeker and Aloe Facial Serum. Another beautiful serum, honestly. This one and the orange one, Chumiso really like hit the mark with them. They're such gentle, hydrating, great user experience, comfortable serum. So this one is just a soothing one because it is made up of 41% Central Asiatic extract and then also 31% of aloe leaf extract. So it truly is just like a soothing, hydrating serum. So it is easy to incorporate into any routine. You can use it morning and night, no worries. And then I also have the Tiam Vita B3 Source Serum. An amazing, affordable niacinamide serum. I know so many of you love this one because whenever I mention it, like you guys are like, oh my god, it's my holy grail serum. Oh my god, I love it so much. So I think the reason why it is so popular is that it is a niacinamide serum, which I know so many people love that ingredient. It includes 10% of niacinamide, but it also includes 2% of arbutin, which is one of my favorite ingredients for brightening. So you've got 2 brightening ingredients in there that's really going to help your hyperpigmentation, whether it's from scarring or sunspots. But for a niacinamide serum, the texture is very, very elegant. It's not sticky. It doesn't like foam up on your skin or anything. So if you have tried the ordinary niacinamide and enjoyed that but don't like the user experience of it, this is definitely the one to go for. It is also a fairly generous 40ml bottle and it is very, very affordable. I can't quite remember how much, but it's definitely under $20. I think this is definitely like top tier up there, especially for how affordable it is. Next, I actually have one exfoliating product which I barely ever show because I really don't use exfoliants that often. It is a mini, so that's possibly the only reason why I emptied it, but it is the Isntree Chestnut AHA 8% Clear Essence. I actually got this one in my Yes Style Advent Calendar last year, I believe, and I thought it was perfect to take with me traveling. So I actually took it with me when I went to the US. This was the only exfoliating product I took for the whole month I was there. Like that was it, nothing else. And I felt like it worked perfectly. I used it just 1 to 2 times a week to kind of just make sure everything's okay. And for being there for a month, having hard water and also a terrible diet because I ate like absolute just not very good while I was there. For all of those reasons, my skin was actually doing a really decent job at staying like breakout free, being pretty like healthy and soft and supple, and I feel like this had definitely something to do with it as it was the only exfoliating product I had. Since being back, I had been using it a couple times a week as well and emptied it out. I have actually now moved on to their BHA, the 2% BHA, which is like apparently way popular than this one anyway, and so far I've definitely been enjoying that too. Next we have moisturizers. The first one I have, I'm really going to keep it short because you guys have already heard enough so many times, but it is the Pea Calm Kato Cream. I know I mentioned it in my last empties as well, I know, but I ended up using another tube. I only have one left. I only have one backup left and I actually have it sealed. I haven't opened it. I'm going to keep it for emergencies, but I just wanted to tell you guys that I still love it so much, and yeah, I emptied another tube. It is just the perfect moisturizer for me. So far from all the moisturizers that I've ever tried, it is the perfect texture. It is the perfect level of moisture to use day and night, no matter what my skin condition is. So if it's irritated, if it's normal, if it's dry, like it just works for me, like without a doubt. Next, I have the Pyongyangil Calming Moisture Repair Balm. This one is also a lovely moisturizer, same sort of concept as the Kato Cream, where it is going to help your skin barrier. That's basically the like, not the only reason, but the main reason to the purpose of the moisturizer, which is basically all that we need. This one is a little bit richer. I do still enjoy it, but I do find the texture a little bit harder to work with. And obviously it being in a pot is a little bit harder to use and a little bit messy, I guess you could say, but obviously I did a pretty good job in really clearing that out, so I still really enjoyed it. And this is another one that I have another backup of because it is a great little size for travel. So yeah, another moisturizer that I absolutely loved, the Hadarabo Shirojin Premium Cream. I feel like this is another moisturizer that I've mentioned many times and have used for a really long time, and is one that I feel like I can come back to at any point, since it is simple. It is hyaluronic acid based, hydrating, but it does have tranexamic acid in it to help brighten and even out skin tone. Texture is nice, medium, light texture. I don't know what else to say. It's another good one. Also super affordable if you buy it in Japan. The last moisturizer though is one that I did not enjoy, and it is the Haru Wonder Black Rice Hyaluronic Cream. I feel like I've mentioned this one before. Maybe it was in the products I wouldn't finish, which, whoa, it's empty. I did finish it, but I finished it on my body. I did not use it on my face. Just didn't really enjoy the texture. I felt like it did not absorb, and then also the scent of lavender was a little bit too strong for my liking. I must say the packaging is adorable though. It's like a little rice grain. I know a lot of people love this moisturizer, but it just was not for me. Alrighty. Sunscreens? Let's do sunscreen. I do have 3 with me today. The first one is the Isntree Hyaluronic Acid Watery Sun Gel. This one is gorgeous. I absolutely fell in love with it last year. Obviously, this is the old packaging. It is not expired. It actually expires this year. I used it up, and I recently got my hands on the new packaging, so I've got the new version now, and yes, I love it just as much because they did not change the formula whatsoever. They just changed the packaging. It is nice and hydrating, a beautiful texture, gives that glowy finish, no white cast, SPF 50, chemical sunscreen, literally no complaints for me. I would say compared to like the Beauty of Joseon or Round Lab, it might be a little bit more dewy, like slightly more moisturizing, but for me, no worries at all because I do have drier skin. It's definitely another one that I'm just going to continue using, and I just opened another one. So amazing sunscreen. Next I have the Dalba UV Essence Waterfall Sun Cream. I mean, I really used the heck out of this one. You can see that literally like the writing has rubbed off from it because I really did use it up. This is actually my second tube of it, and another sunscreen that I just opened my 3rd bottle of. It's one that I feel like not that many people talk about, but once you start using it, like, you can't stop. I don't exactly like know what it is that makes me just keep going back to it, but I love it. I rediscovered like a half-used bottle semi-recently, and as soon as I was like, oh yeah, this one, I literally used it every single day for like 2 weeks to finish it up. It was that good. The texture is kind of like a melt on your skin texture. It's got great hydration. Again, it is SPF 50. It does have fragrance in it from essential oils, I believe, but I love it. I've always been okay with fragrance. I've never minded it, but I know a lot of sunscreens these days are going fragrance free, which is totally fine. Like, I'm okay with that too. But if it's a scent you like, it is nice to have a little scent in the product. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I just enjoy it. I think it just adds to that user experience and makes it more enjoyable to use. And maybe that's why I like this one. The added user experience of it, and the texture really is elegant, and it does feel like a luxury product that I enjoy using every day. And the last sunscreen I have is the Omi Verdio UV Moisture Essence. Are some of you guys sad? So this is the discontinued Verdio sunscreen. I continued to use it up because I really did enjoy it, and it was probably one of the more moisturizing ones. It definitely left my skin feeling very well moisturized. I think if you have oily skin, it's probably a little bit too much, but I did like it because it had skin loving ingredients like aloe, green tea, and it also was alcohol and fragrance free, which is pretty rare for Japanese sunscreen. I loved this one, although the new version is beautiful as well. They really did a good job. It is a different formula, it is a different texture and everything, not gonna lie, but I think the new version is actually more versatile to all skin types. This one I would have only recommended to normal to dry skin types, but the new one I feel like even oily skin, 100% you could go for it because it has a lighter gel texture. If you loved this one, still try the new Verdio one. It's still super affordable, still alcohol and fragrance free. So yeah, I've got sheet masks next. The first one is the Sabori no Mixed Berry Morning Mask. I believe I mentioned Sabori no masks in my last empties as well, so it's just another different flavor version. I love them for a quick pick-me-up in the morning. 60-second sheet mask. They smell great. They feel cooling on the skin, and I really do enjoy them for a wake-up call, I guess you could say. But if you do have sensitive skin, it does contain alcohol and fragrance and even menthol in a lot of them, so just to be aware of that. Another Japanese multi-pack sheet mask, the Quality First Super VC 100 Derma Laser Mask. This one, yeah, it's good. I mentioned it in my hits and misses and told you guys to get it if you're going to Japan, because I haven't really found any online retailers that sell it as of yet. But it's been so popular in Japan. It's won awards. It's always like ranked highly. And my friend from Japan brought it with her back in October because she was like, this is one of the best-selling masks right now. And I understand why. It is a very rich formula. It is super hydrating, leaves your skin with this amazing glow. It is the type of mask that I would use probably before a special occasion, so the night before a occasion where I want my skin to look good, but probably not something that I would use every single day because I do think it would be quite rich. And the amount of essence left in here is insane. I mean, some of you guys may have seen my reel where I popped in like extra cotton pads to do an extra sheet mask because there is so much essence left of this. But if you're in Japan, I highly recommend grabbing this. I mean, it's so cheap. I think it's like less than 1,000 yen for 7 masks in here. And yeah, it is that special care mask that I feel like when you just need a little pamper, so good. Next, I have the Abib Collagen Gel Mask Sedum Jelly. I feel like I haven't had that feeling from a sheet mask in a while, where after I used it, I was like, whoa, that actually made a really big difference even with one use. And because it was only one use and I only got one, I haven't been able to confirm that feeling, and I don't know if it was like a one-off. I know some of you guys messaged me on Instagram as well being like, oh my god, that mask is so good. And I'm pretty sure this is one of the ones that Yunyoni, she likes a lot too. So I don't think it was an illusion. I think it genuinely was amazing. But it's this like literally like jello mask, and it left my skin like, I don't even know how to describe it. Like it had a layer of like water serum over my skin, and my skin was just like it was like like jelly, I guess. It was like jelly. It was amazing. It left my skin feeling and looking firm as well. And yeah, if I get a chance to purchase these again, I'm definitely going to grab a few. And the last sheet mask is one that I'm honestly surprised I hadn't used in the past. It is the I'm From Mugwort sheet mask. You all know that I absolutely love the I'm From Mugwort essence. I literally cannot live without it. I actually have it right here because I filmed another video with it. I have this much left of probably like my 5th bottle at this point, and whenever I get to about here, I get worried because I know that I don't like living without this in my collection. So I'm going to definitely order another one before I run out. But whenever I shave my face, which I do about once a month, I always use the Mugwort essence to soothe my skin so I don't get any irritation afterwards. And usually I do like a DIY sheet mask. I soak it in cotton and put it all over my face to do it. And then I realized, I'm like, why don't I just get the sheet mask that they've already done that's soaked in the essence? It's not 100% mugwort essence like the other one. It's actually 91% of that mugwort extract, but it is essentially still like the same sort of thing. It's really soothing, and it does seriously help my skin after I shave. It calmed down that redness, irritation, and the next day I didn't have any issues of breaking out, any issues of feeling like my skin was rough or anything from shaving. So yeah, this is now going to be my best friend after I shave. I again have some lip balms. Like, who doesn't use a lip balm every couple weeks, let's be honest. First is the Mentholatum Melty Cream Lip in Milk Vanilla. I know I don't really have to talk about this one. I have gone through so many of these already, but it is just our standard lip balm that we have in my house between me and Logan, because they're really easy to get and they're really cheap, so we just go through them like crazy. Nice medium level moisture, leaves your lips looking really like juicy and plump. They have lots of different fragrances that are lovely, and it does also have an SPF of 25. The Nivea Deep Moisture Lip Balm. This one was actually my holy grail before the Melty Cream Lip, and I still love it. It's a little bit richer and a little bit more moisturizing, but not quite as easy to access. So you guys know I'm going to Japan very soon. Actually, by the time this video goes up, I'm pretty sure I'm in Japan. So if you're not following me on Instagram already, you're probably missing out on so much Japan content, so make sure you go follow me there. But you know I'm going to stock up on so many of these when I'm in Japan. And the last one I have is the DHC Lip Cream. This one is another standard in my collection. I tend to go for this one when my lips are just absolutely destroyed, when they're cracking, when they're peeling. That is when I go for this one. I feel like it just repairs better, but honestly that doesn't happen very often. When I'm using my other lip balms and staying on on top of my lip care. I don't get very dry lips, so I haven't been using it as much, but it is kind of that emergency care. And my mum, she is so picky with lip balms, and she's been using this one for God knows how long, like 10, 15 years, possibly even longer. So this is my mum's Holy Grail lip balm. One is super random product, but I guess it is like nail and hand care, the Undernated Nail Bed Oil. The main parent brand is actually Ishizawa Lab that does like the Kiana Nadeshiko masks and stuff, so it's a really well-known brand, and this is their Undernail brand, which basically does just like hand and nail care, and it's actually a nail bed oil, which my aunt got me onto this like years and years back. She said it's just helped her really the strength of her nails and her cuticles, and it comes in a little dropper like this, and basically you drop the oil, like I have none left, but you drop it like in there, like in between your nail and your finger, and then you kind of just like press it in, and it's supposed to help the strength of your nails and everything. And I had it for the longest time because you use such a little amount, and if I find it in Japan, I probably will use it again. I use it almost every night, and my nails, this is my natural nails, although I do have gel over them, they are pretty strong. I feel like they have been consistently growing very strong. If you can buy it, highly recommend. And the last thing I have is actually a Japanese hair mask, the Fino Premium Touch Hair Mask. I know a lot of you guys ask about Japanese hair care products, and I must say I use some, I definitely use some, but I don't know if it is the best for my hair type because I don't have Asian hair. I don't know if you guys have realized, but I have very non-Asian hair. It is not straight, it is not thick, it is not very strong, it's just so frizzy, fluffy, easily damaged. So a lot of products that would be marketed in Japan for Asian hair doesn't really suit me. Although this Fino mask, I have used it multiple times in the past. It was actually the mask that I tended to use when I lived in Japan, since it sells for, I think it's like 600 yen or something in Japan, and it is supposed to be kind of like a rich repairing hair mask. And the smell, I can't even describe it, but it smells like Japan. Like this is literally Japan to me. And I will say it does nourish the hair well. Don't know if I'd say it's like the best hair mask I've ever used, if I'll be honest, but if it's available and if I just quickly need to grab something, I know that I can use it and it will still work well and leave my hair feeling really soft. Alrighty, well there you have it. That was my 3 months empties. I hope you enjoyed this one. This time I want you guys to put a little medal, you know the medal emoji that says like you are #1. I want you to put that in the comments if you finish the full video, because last time I said for you guys to put a trophy in the comments, and I loved seeing all the trophies in the comments, not gonna lie. Like even months later I would see like trophy comment and I'm like, yes, someone finished that empties video, and I loved it. So this time I want you to put that #1 medal because you are #1. I absolutely love you, and I guess I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.